Hello! I'm a wizard of GMAT prep. Haha, look at my cool outfit. Isn't it awesome? Alright, enough silly. Oh no, I broke the hat. Enough silliness. Let's get down to business and take a look at a reading passage in the official guide to the GMAT. I'm working out of the 13th edition. It looks like this. If you have a different edition, the question number might even be the same. It's on page 406, 407 in here. The page number might be different, but it will be a similar passage. So in a previous video, we attacked question 100 and number 99. Now we're taking a stab at 101. And I've written on the board our strategy for this question type, my outline of the passage, which we did in a previous video, common wrong answers for this type of question. So let's just dive in and take a look. So for our strategy, we're always going to attack the passage, and that's when I wrote out my outline of the passage. To refresh our memories, this passage basically is about improving medical research, and they suggest two ways to improve it. So they say, these two guys say that one way to improve it is not to collect so much information from patients, and then the other way is to have more people in the research group. Those are sort of big main ideas that are in the passage. And then finally, there's no opinion here, it's just a description of ways to improve medical research. So, step 2 is to rephrase the question, which I've already done a little bit here. Let me grab a pen. So, this is an inference question. At the beginning it says inferred, so I know I'm dealing with an inference, and this is my strategy for inferences. So really I'm looking at comparing the two different ways that, or two different patient groups that you could potentially have. The one that they're recommending and the way that they do it now. And so really the key here is to know that they're asking about the patient group in line 21 through 23, which is how they build their patient groups at this time. It's not what's being recommended. And so we want to know, what can we infer are the advantages of a study group with these types of patients? So what are the advantages of this not changing anything and just leaving it the way things are? When you deal with inferences, there's going to be common wrong answers that you can identify. And our step 4 is always to eliminate wrong answers. So it's good to have these in mind. There's going to be answer choices that distort the meaning of the passage. There's going to be answer choices that are details of the passage, so it'll just be information that's in the passage. And that doesn't work as an inference because it's stated in the passage, and an inference should be something that's not directly stated. It's not specifically written in the text. You'll also see extreme language, especially when it's a question about the opinion of the author. That's going to be a really great way to identify wrong answers as seen. In this case, we have a descriptive passage, and so if you see language that's really extreme about having an opinion, then you know you can eliminate it. And then finally, information that's just unrelated to the question itself, or it's new. It's not been presented in the passage at all. Okay, so we would do a little research in the passage. We go to lines 21 and 23. We know that in these situations that we're limiting the types of patients that we're enrolling. They all have the symptoms of the thing that we're going to test. And now we can go and eliminate wrong answers. So answer choice A is wrong. It is a distortion of the passage. So it would limit patients, and that's the aspect that's actually distorting the passage. This is in reference to what the two researchers are recommending as changes. This doesn't refer to the patients in line 21 to 23. B is wrong. It is unrelated. So it says in answer choice B that it would cost less, and this is trying to trick you. They do mention price and cost up in paragraph 1, but it's all about data collection, not about number of patients. And so it is not related to what we're dealing with here in this question. C is our correct answer. That's why I wrote boom. It says that it limits the number of variables that they have to look at, and that's true. If you're only enrolling patients who are displaying symptoms that you're testing, that means you don't have to worry about other variables that might affect the test results. D is a distortion of the passage as well. It talks about subgroups and secondary results, which is what you would need, or refers to the other type of research group that you could do with different patients. This is referring to the other patient group that is being recommended. So we can eliminate D. And then finally E, this is a detail in the passage. It says you can assess the value of the experimental treatment. And this is, again, actually a detail about the other patient group. If you were to run a patient or a research study and you enrolled a lot more patients who represented the population, then you'd be able to assess the value of the treatment and also be able to assess the value of the experimental treatment. Okay, checking that out. All right. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer any of them. And if you need any awesome GMAT prep, head over to magoosh.com/GMAT, and there's a lot of friendly people there who'd be happy to help out. All right, be excellent to the universe.